Expanding on your mix of real Pacific geography, tragic Cold War history, and tropical gaming fantasy, here is the updated A to Z guide. This edition integrates Bikini Atoll, Kiribati, and the central hub of Honolulu alongside Kingman, Johnston, and Alola. Alola, the Hawaii-inspired region from the Pokemon franchise. It captures the spirit of these real Pacific locations with its isolated island ecosystems and unique local variations of wildlife. B. Bikini Atoll. Part of the Marshall Islands, this atoll is infamous as the site of 23 United States nuclear weapons tests between 1946 and 1958, including the massive Castle Bravo hydrogen bomb detonation. C. Castle Bravo. The code name given to the most powerful nuclear device ever detonated by the United States. Exploded at Bikini Atoll in 1954, its 15 megaton yield was 2.5 times larger than expected, causing severe, widespread radioactive contamination. D. Displaced populations. The tragic human cost of Central Pacific military testing. The indigenous people of Bikini Atoll were evacuated in 1946 and have never been able to permanently return home due to lingering radiation. E. Exclusive Economic Zone, EEZ. Because island nations like Kiribati control the ocean up to 200 nautical miles off their shores, they possess massive underwater territories despite having very little actual dry land. F. Fanning Island, Tabuaeron. An atoll that belongs to Kiribati. It is located very close to Kingman Reef and serves as a vital stopover point in the Line Islands chain. G. Gilbert Islands. One of the three main island groups that make up the nation of Kiribati. The others are the Line Islands and the Phoenix Islands. H. Honolulu. The capital of Hawaii and the primary economic, political, and logistical gateway to the remote islands of Central Oceania. Flights and research vessels heading to Johnston Atoll or Kingman Reef usually launch from here. I. International Dateline. Kiribati famously straddles this line. In 1995, the nation shifted the dateline far to the east so all of its scattered islands could share the same calendar day, making its Millennium Island the first place on Earth to welcome the year 2000. J. Johnston Atoll. A deserted, deeply isolated U.S. territory that spent decades as a heavily fortified military installation, nuclear test site, and chemical weapons disposal facility before being decommissioned. K. Kiribati. Pronounced Kiribati, this independent republic is an expansive archipelago composed of 32 atolls and one raised coral island, spread across an incredible 1.3 million square miles of ocean. L. Line Islands. The geographic island chain that includes Kingman Reef, Palmyra Atoll, and several islands belonging to Kiribati. M. Marine Monument. Kingman Reef and Johnston Atoll are both protected under the Pacific Remote Islands Marine National Monument, which severely restricts human activity to preserve pristine sea environments. N. Nuclear Scars. A heavy theme shared by both Johnston and Bikini Atolls. High-altitude nuclear tests blasted from Johnston in the 1950s and 60s occasionally malfunctioned, scattering radioactive debris across the area. O. Oceania. The vast continental region encompassing Micronesia, Melanesia, and Polynesia, defined by its profound connection to the Pacific Ocean. P. Phoenix Islands Protected Area, PIPA. A massive marine sanctuary located within Kiribati. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and protects one of the last intact oceanic coral archipelago ecosystems. Q. Quick Transit Hub. During the golden age of aviation, isolated stepping stones like Kingman Reef and Johnston Atoll were vital refueling points for commercial flying boats crossing the vast Pacific. R. Radiation Monitoring. Scientists still routinely visit Bikini Atoll and Johnston Atoll today to test soil, water, and plant life, ensuring safety levels and studying how environments recover from nuclear pollution. S. Swimsuit Name Origin. In 1946, French designer Louis Réard introduced a daring new two-piece swimsuit. He named it the Bikini because he hoped its cultural impact would be as explosive as the atomic tests taking place at Bikini Atoll that exact same week. T. Tarawa. The capital atoll of Kiribati. It was also the site of the bloody World War II Battle of Tarawa in 1943. U. United States Minor Outlying Islands. The legal statistical designation for Kingman Reef, Johnston Atoll, Midway, and several other unincorporated U.S.-controlled territories in the Pacific. V. Vulnerable Vistas. Almost every location on this list sits less than 6 to 10 feet above sea level, making them primary targets for global climate conversations regarding rising sea levels. W. Wildlife Refuges. Despite their military or polluted pasts, the lack of permanent human populations has turned places like Johnston and Bikini into accidental sanctuaries for nesting seabirds and thriving fish species. X out commercial fishing. The strict environmental laws inside the U.S. marine monuments and Kiribati's PIPA ban commercial fishing completely, allowing marine populations to recover naturally. Why year 2000? Because of its unique positioning on the international dateline, Kiribati was the focal point of global television broadcasts as the first nation to cross into the 21st century. Z. 0 inhabitants. With the exception of Honolulu and the communities of Kiribati, places like Bikini, Johnston, and Kingman have 0 permanent residents, existing today as quiet monuments to history and nature.